As a man, I find it funny how I greet my brethren. And somewhere between a crisp step up that echoes for eons, or use a bitch, is where I realize is how we're raised. At a young age, I was always taught the power of the fist, a fight being the only way to feel. I fell at 11 and sprained my ankle. My uncle told me to man up, as if crutches were for cowards, as if boys couldn't cry. So how am I to nature my emotions when I was nurtured to ignore them? How am I to hug the pain when I was taught to push it away at age 6? I broke my arm while playing with my friend. My family swore I was overreacting. My granddad thought some ice and ibuprofen was enough for the pain. Like my bones could be bandaged, like my weeps were crying wolf. My screams were swept underneath the rug. This being the onset of my toxic masculinity, silencing the symptoms until my hurt howled to the moon. As a man, I don't know if I build my chest to be a force or to withstand what life throws at me. Man up is such a trigger. I do my best not to squeeze one. I hate that the only time they speak of our life is when our names get engraved on the rock. Stars only shine once the days begin to grow dark. It's hard to tell the difference between guns and roses when both require me to tote a pistol. Both require a clip before they can be used. Heavy is the heart that wields them, deciding whether or not to give life or to take it. The sad choice between a dark night or a green day when all I want to do is reach nirvana. So don't tell me to get a grip when I'm already keeping a handle on my emotions. That's the one way to get me heated, and I hate to have to air this bitch out. That's why I pray for all my kings who had to get a grip just to keep a handle on their emotions. A heater being the only way to tolerate their cold days, like my brother who chose to get a grip when he could no longer keep a handle on his emotions. At least sparks were able to fly before your cold play. At least now you're in a better space, and I sure hope you rock it, man. I'll tell you, son, he was the one star that brightened your days. I'll tell my boys, we don't always have to have the eye of the tiger. We don't always have to be gorillas just to have some feel good incorporated into our bodies. That the path to power just leads down a highway to hell, and eventually those trail of tears will guide us up the stairway to heaven, while heavy is the head that wears the crown. I promise not to start that final countdown out of fear, and I'll be sure not to go out with a bang. I refuse to be a rock star, and if I ever fall out, boy, just know I chose to feel and not to fight despite how rocky it gets. Please know my Lord and Savior will always be with me to help pick this man up.